Welcome to the North Spokane Library, 112 in the Library District. Let's head on inside and meet Gwendolyn Haley, Youth Services Librarian.
Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine.
Gwendolyn isn't your average Youth Services Librarian. She is also a Youth Services Manager in the Spokane County Library District, and she supervises the rest of the Youth Services Librarians, a few of whom we will meet throughout the presentation. The librarians in the North Spokane Library are busy bees. Their mornings usually begin bright and early, generally with a cup of joe, and then the day officially starts. Each morning, Gwendolyn and her co-librarians check their email and phone messages, and trust me, there are a ton. Next, they assess the activities of the day. These activities range from programming, meetings, reference work, collection development, employee training, outreach, and much, 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 much more. The doors open at 10 a.m. sharp, and the public comes pouring in. The first activity of the day, story time. Story times take a lot of work. In fact, in the Youth Services office, there is an entire bookshelf dedicated to storytime materials and preparation. The librarians at North Spokane prepare their story times 3 weeks in advance. But all that hard work is worth it because these librarians have awesome story times. In addition to stories, games, and songs, each story time in the Spokane County Library District includes 6 skills of early literacy. The early literacy skills are what children need to know about reading and writing before they can actually read and write. These skills are print motivation, a child's interest and enjoyment of books, letter knowledge, knowing that letters are different from each other and that they have different sounds and names, narrative skills, the ability to describe things and events and to tell stories, print awareness, noticing print everywhere, knowing how to handle a book, and knowing how to follow the words on a page, vocabulary, knowing the names of things, and phonological awareness, the ability to hear and play with the smaller sounds in words. The librarians include these literacy skills in their story times and are sure to tell the parents which skill they are reaching during that activity. After story time comes collection development. The librarians at North Spokane are responsible for maintaining both the children's and teens' collections. Each librarian in the North Spokane Library has a specific section that they must maintain. Collection maintenance includes weeding and ordering of materials. The librarians weed for condition, circulation statistics, currency, and content. One of the cool things I learned is that each book is touched at least one time a year through collection maintenance. Next up, the reference desk. Every librarian, both youth services, adult services, and even the information assistants, who are like librarians but only paraprofessionals, take turns at the reference desk. Gwendolyn spends much of her day in meetings and performing outreach, so she doesn't spend much time at the reference desk, but the other library employees spend about 3 to 5 hours a day doing reference work. There is a lot to do at the reference desk. The librarians and information assistants answer the information desk phone, perform reader's advisory, help patrons place holds on materials, help locate materials, answer general and specific questions, and help patrons with computer problems. According to the librarians, the majority of their time is spent helping patrons with computer usage. Due to the poor economy, the library is seeing more and more patrons streaming in to use the computer in order to obtain employment. Unfortunately, many of these patrons do not have computer skills, so the librarians put on their teacher hats and help these patrons. Now it's time to rove. Each librarian is required to do roving during their shift. Roving is an important part of the librarian's job. This is basically when a librarian wanders the stacks and does reference on the go. Have you ever had someone come up to you and say, "Are you finding everything okay?" Is there something I can help you find? If yes, then you understand roving. So, when a librarian roves, they not only ask reference questions, they also tidy up the stacks, fill book displays, arrange promotional materials, promote activities, help with computer usage, and straighten up the furniture. I think that roving is pretty cool. There are so many people who find libraries and librarians intimidating, and they might shy away from the reference desk. So roving is the best method to reach these patrons. Gwendolyn and her co-youth services librarians not only perform roving in the children and teen areas, they also rove in the adult area. So it is very important that they understand all aspects of the library. The children's area, teen area, adults area, fiction, non-fiction, audio, visual materials, and also the book bags. It's time for new books. It is also a part of the librarian's job to review the new books. When these books get sent to the librarians must each take a look at the books. Sometimes they read the books cover to cover, and sometimes they just give the book a quick glance. They always look through the new picture books, though, hoping that they can find some to add to future story times and programming activities. I think this seems so much fun. It's like special treatment, a job perk, getting an advanced look at the new IT book. Awesome. North Spokane also does several different programming activities, which usually take place between 3 and 4 in the afternoon. The different types of programs generally depend on the time of year, but some of the programs include after-school activities for elementary-age students, summer reading programs for kiddos and teens, special guests like magicians and authors, Spokane's reading events, and monthly teen events. Now, I am really interested in teen events, so I asked Gwendolyn to tell me about some of the more successful events that they have had at the North Spokane Library. According to her, some of the best programs include Candy Sushi, which is inexpensive, fun, and yummy. This event draws both guys and girls. Project Runway, which is very cheap, especially because most of the materials are found objects, and include boxes, cardboard, garbage bags, bubble wrap, and other items. This event has been extremely successful. It does, however, tend to draw teen girls rather than teen guys. And the Anime Club. The Anime or Manga Club is a monthly club and activity that has really taken off. The club attendants watch films, discuss and read new and popular books, socialize, have snacks, and create art projects. This event draws both guys and gals, and the number of participants has grown every single month. Wow, it has been a busy day, and this is only one day. Every day is a little bit different here at the North Spokane Library. After heading back to the Youth Services office, Gwendolyn grabs her purse, any books that she wants to take home, changes into her walking shoes, and then heads for the door. As we head out of the library towards the parking lot, I think a lot about what I have learned during my visits to the North Spokane Library, and here's what I have come up with. Number 1. Gwendolyn is extremely busy. As the Youth Services manager, she was not really available for much observation. She spent so much time in meetings that shadowing her was really difficult, mostly because visitors, like me, aren't really allowed to observe the meetings. Luckily, I was able to observe other library workers in North Spokane, including Christy, Rachel, and Catherine. Number 2. Story times take a lot more planning than I had originally thought. Number 3. It is important to know your community and their needs, whether it's the need for more computer literacy skills or the need for more picture books in the kids area. Number 4. There is something to learn every single day. You can learn from your patrons, from experts in the field, and from each other. The one comment that each librarian made was how much fun they have learning together and from one another. This provides an impressive support base and displays great teamwork. And number 5, that I cannot wait to finish my degree and become a real, live Youth Services librarian.